What's going on, everyone? CJ back here with another episode of the Madden 23 Cupcake Relocation Franchise. Finally, we made it to the playoffs. Austin Armadillos playing in the postseason. I cannot even believe it. 40 plus games played, tons of roster changes. We relocated to a brand new city. We started off as the Houston Texans, relocated to Austin, became the Austin Armadillos. What else did we do? We fired our old coach, Lovie Smith. We brought in Mike Tomlin. We got our quarterback of the future in Damon Sanders. We got our running back of the future in Dom Fitzpatrick. And I would go out on a limb to say that we successfully turned this team from cupcake to contender. So if you've been watching this series since episode 1, first of all, thank you. This is episode 51. So we are over 50 episodes deep. And we started off this team turning the Houston Texans, which were already a bad team. They were the worst team in the NFL. We completely stripped their roster. We signed all the, some of the worst free agents in free agency, and we basically emulated the cupcake roster that used to be available back in the old school Maddens, Madden 06, 07, 08, etc., where you had the option to choose a cupcake roster. We basically emulated that, and we started out as a 67 rated overall team. We brought this team all the way up to an 80, and we made the playoffs. So it's been a wild ride. If you've been on this journey with me from the beginning, thank you. If you haven't, if you're just now hopping on board, you picked a great time to do it because we're getting ready to play the playoffs.
Playoffs?
And with Madden 24 right around the corner, I will be starting a new relocation franchise when Madden 24 drops. So here is the stage. Let me set the stage for you. Taking on a scary good Baltimore Ravens team. Better record than us, might I add. They're 13-4. We're 11-6. And they're a full 7 overall higher than we are. We're 80. They're 86 or 87. So I really don't want to play the Ravens. The Ravens are not the team you want to play in the first round of the playoffs. That much is for certain. But let's just take a look at the playoff bracket here, see how all the teams finish. So in the AFC, the Bengals, they are the 1 seed, so they will get home field advantage throughout. The Chiefs, I don't even think they were in, they might have been like the 5th or the 6th seed a couple episodes ago, but they snuck all the way up to the 2 seed. Buffalo's the 3 seed, Austin Armadillos, us, we are the 4 seed, so we were a division winner, which is great to see. Baltimore Ravens are 5, Denver Broncos are the 6th seed, and then our AFC rival, Tennessee Titans, are the 7th seed. On the NFC side, we got the Dallas Cowboys as the number 1 seed, and my Green Bay Packers made it all the way to the number 2 seed. So good for the Green Bay Packers. Love to see that. San Francisco 49ers are the 3 seed, and then we got the Carolina Panthers as the 4, New York Giants as 5. You guys can't see that. It's cut off. Minnesota Vikings are 6, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 7. Before diving into the game here, let's just see how this Armadillo squad did. So Damon Sanders almost hit 5,000 passing yards. He had 34 touchdowns. 21 interceptions is definitely not a good number, but when you got me behind the sticks, what more could you expect? I would expect more than that. I would expect 30. So almost 5,000, just barely missed it. 49-81. Let's see where that stacks up in terms of the rest of the NFL here. So Dak Prescott actually led the NFL with 5,400 passing yards. Wow. And 44 TDs. Joe Burrow, 5,400. So a lot of quarterbacks here in simulation went over 5,000. But Damon, he stood his own. He had a, respectable, more than respectable season. But there were several other guys ahead of him, and I don't think he really made it up there in terms of touchdowns. No, he did not. But the big question, did Damon lead the league in picks? And he did. So 21 interceptions from the bald-headed bullet was good enough for number 1, I guess, if you want to call it that, or number whatever. He's last place is what I'm saying. Russell Wilson, Marlon Rivers, they almost got 21 as well. So, I mean, at least Damon wasn't a huge outlier. Yes, he led the league, but there were so many other quarterbacks who were also up there as well. Rushing, this is what I am most impressed about. We have a 1,000-yard rusher, ladies and gentlemen. Dom Fitzpatrick, finished the regular season with 1,387 rushing yards and 15 touchdowns. So that is very, very good for the old Fitz train. Let's see how that stacks up in terms of rushing yards with the rest of the running backs around the league. So Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry, which they both play in our division, so I guess the AFC South was the place to be if you're a running back. JT and Derrick Henry led the league. JT, 1,800 yards. That's very good. But Don Fitzpatrick was up there too. So, rushing attack, good. Passing attack, good. 15 touchdowns, didn't make the top 5 or anything like that. But again, he was up there. So love to see our skill position players making a huge impact and making some noise around the league as well. Receiving, it was a strange year. So we did have a 1,000-yard receiver in McCole Hardman. Believe that's his second season in a row going over 1,000 yards. So he finishes with 1,070, found pay dirt 8 times. John Mechie also almost had 1,000 yards. Bruce Joyner almost had 1,000, but he was kind of plagued by injuries. Our rookie Michael Blount Jr. had a great season, might be up there in runnings for the rookie of the year. Who knows? Have to check that here in a minute. T. Higgins, this is why I said it gets a little interesting. So T. Higgins, of course, we brought him on in free agency, had an immediate impact, had some really big games, but he just couldn't stay healthy this season. I want to say he probably missed about 6 games, maybe even more, but definitely somewhere in the ballpark of 6. So even though when he was on the field, he was great. I mean, there was so many times that we just threw it up there, let T climb the ladder and moss somebody, high point the football, and he came down with it, but he never was able to really consistently be on the field. Had he, I think he could have been 1,200, 1,300 yards, but unfortunately he wasn't. And then Ronnie Ellerbe, our other rookie out of Alabama, I mean, playing in the second tight end role behind Bruce Joyner, not much you can't really expect much more than that. 453, 2 touchdowns. So, I am okay with it. In terms of defense, Denzel Perryman led our team in tackles with 113. Grant Delpit not too far behind. Some other guys here in the 80s and 70s, but our Mike linebacker, Denzel Perryman, did what a Mike linebacker should do. Tackles for loss. Marcus Davenport just lived in the backfield, didn't have a high number of sacks, but he shut down that running game time after time, and he leads our team with 21 tackles for loss. Javon Hargrave had 15, Burnett with 13, so that's good to see. And then Denzel Perryman had 10 as well. So even though, the sack production wasn't really there, we were still in the backfield and we played very good against the run game. Javon Hargrave did get double-digit sacks, so that's pretty cool to see. And then as far as picks, Greedy Williams had 5, although 4 of those came in about the first couple weeks of the season. Akeem Davis-Gaither, who's currently injured, will probably miss the playoffs, most of the playoffs anyways, depending on how far we go, had 3. Keegan McGriff had 3, and Grant Delpit had 1. So not a lot of interceptions, but enough. I mean, we came up with some clutch ones. Last thing I'll check here is forced fumbles. We had a lot of guys getting their mitts on the ball, putting their hand in the cookie jar, coming away with some tasty treats. Keegan McGriff had 2, Davenport 2, Burnett had 2, and then a bunch of guys had 1 as well. Let's look at the yearly awards. Not too confident that we'll see many armadillos in here, and, well, we are literally playing the NFL League MVP in our first ever playoff game in the wild card. How about that? How about that? We have to play the league MVP, Lamar Jackson. That's fun. That is just fun. Damon Sanders did not make the top 10 for MVPs. Coach of the year, Zach Taylor of the Bengals gets it, but look at that. Mike Tomlin was 3rd, so I think deservedly so. I mean, compared to how we performed last season and the season before that, Mike Tomlin, I mean, he did a stand-up job, I would say. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Lamar Jackson. Jonathan Taylor, our AFC South division rival running back, in there as well. Did anybody from looks like no Armadillos in there for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Von Miller, a very old Von Miller, but he still gets it. Any Dillos in here? No Dillos in here so far. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we did not win it. Rasheem Franklin of the Bengals wins it, but Michael Blount Jr. finished 6th. Ronnie Ellerbe finished 7th, and hey, Khalid Kramer finished 9th. So at least we had some guys semi in the conversation. Don't think we're going to see any defensive rookie of the years. We're not. Best quarterback, yeah, Lamar Jackson. We're about to probably get our cheeks clapped by him. Really, Damon Sanders doesn't even make the top 10 in best quarterback. I guess all those interceptions will do it, but I mean, the guy threw almost 5,000 yards. Throw him a freaking bone or something. Best running back, Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry. So our AFC South division guys in there, but Don Fitzpatrick made the top 10. I will freaking take it. Don Fitzpatrick finishes 10th in the league for best running back. That's pretty cool. Ravens are the #1 rushing team in the NFL and top 5 in points, and they only have 4 turnovers the entire season. Wow. That's not good to see. So it's going to be we're not going to do contain QB scramble. We'll do defend the short pass. I don't want to make my game plan anything revolving around rushing because the Ravens will probably exploit that, and whichever one we pick, they'll do the opposite and probably, put up a decent amount of yards on us. They also are the #1 team in terms of rushing defense, and they get a lot of sacks as well. So I was going to go blitz counter, but no, we're going throw it deep. Damon Sanders is going to need all the help he can get, I feel like, on these routes today. I just mentioned how good the Ravens secondary is, and any help that those wide receivers can give us will be greatly appreciated. Decent amount of upgrades here, it would appear. Jason Verrett gets one, who was a really solid corner for us last year. He played great, playing okay this year, kind of overshadowed by Greedy Williams and Keegan McGriff. We're going to go ahead and upgrade his man-to-man. Does get a +1 to man coverage, so that's pretty good to see. Moves him to a true 77 overall corner. Jason Verrett, of course, the veteran out of TCU. Good to have that veteran presence when you're in the playoffs. Ronnie Ellerbe gets an upgrade. He's going to certainly need it because Bruce Joyner is hurt. If you guys watched last episode, he got hurt, and he will definitely be out for this game. Gets a ton of upgrades here for Ronnie Ellerbe. He gets an upgrade to medium route running, catching traffic. That's really good. Ronnie Ellerbe moves to a true 76, playing up to a 78, and he was revealed to have star development. Kenyon Green, one of our starting linemen, gets an upgrade, so we'll go ahead and put that into power. Kenyon Green will move to a true 76. Gets a couple of decent upgrades. It is really hard, as I'm sure you guys know, to upgrade linemen. And then Quincy Roche, we'll go ahead and let the CPU handle him. All right, guys, we are here. Wild card weekend. Armadillos in the playoffs. Don't you just love to see it? Ravens are a really good team. They got some superstars. They got X-Factor quarterback, and they got a really good defense, but we are at home. Even though the Ravens got a better record than us, we did win our division, so we are going to be in Central Texas Stadium, CTS, so that's good. Even though I feel like we play better when we're away. I don't know. That's just me, but we're here, guys. Buckle up, grab your popcorn, get your drinks, go smoke your cigs, do whatever it is that you got to do to prepare for this one, because we are about to dive in. So without further ado, guys, let's get down to Central Texas Stadium in the playoffs and get ready for the game. Tyler Bass gonna kick this off, and we are here. Playoff football. The rookie Robert White, the running back, second string running back, gonna down this thing in the end zone. And we're gonna get to see our Armadillos defense first. So the game plan, obviously, no matter what, when you're playing the Baltimore Ravens, you game plan around Lamar Jackson. Only 2 interceptions thrown this season. That is crazy. That's better than some of those seasons that Aaron Rodgers had, I feel like, and hopefully we can force some today. And the first thing I'm doing, option defense conservative, because we know that the Ravens playbook is just full of read options, QB sneaks, and we got Denzel Perryman in as a spy. I'm not playing any games at all. I'm not going to let Lamar Jackson do anything crazy. Nice cut stick there by Jalen Burnett. He's able to drop J.K. Dobbins in the backfield for a loss of 2. Now, are the Ravens going to be affected by the dumb Madden 23 fatigue glitch? I see J.K. Dobbins back there gasping for breath, so I hope he can stay on the field, because, again, if we win the playoffs, if we win some playoff games, I don't want this to be against the Ravens backups. I want this to be a challenge. We saw last week against the Titans, Derrick Henry exited the game in the first quarter. That was because of the fatigue glitch. The Titans still balled against us. That was a crazy close game. but I don't want to see that today. So 3rd and 12. Got the Ravens in a 3rd down situation already. So we are coming out in our dime package and going to guess pass, of course. That's going to be a roughing. It's going to be roughing on Jalen Burnett. I'm 99% sure. Rashad Bateman does catch it, but yeah, it's roughing. I know I was coming in there hot and heavy. I'm telling you, Lamar Jackson's got a target on his back or on his chest because I am bringing the house at him. Jalen did get a little bit too aggressive there, so, you know, gotta simmer down there, Jalen. But we're going to come out nickel blitz here on 1st down. Ravens very close to midfield, so got to be careful, and that's going to be a catch and a completion of 6 for Devin Duvernay. So the Ravens already, just like that, snap of a finger, they're already into our territory. 2nd and 4 now. Ball on the 42-yard line. Lamar Jackson coming out pistol, and there's Mark Andrews. Gotta watch him, man. Got to watch him. Got to put a body on him. Tyler Linderbaum, the starting center, goes down, holding his back area. That is not good to see if you're a Ravens fan because he is probably, I would say, their best offensive lineman. Jackson going to stay in the pistol, as I'm sure he will for a good duration of this game. At least J.K. Dobbins is still back there. That's good to see, but he was met there by Denzel Perryman, the Armadillos' leading tackler this season, our Mike linebacker, and he was able to meet J.K. Dobbins right at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, Lamar staying in the pistol. He's got Patrick Ricard and J.K. Dobbins both back there, and see, I thought that was going to be a read option at first, so I was playing a little conservative. Luckily, it was still a good tackle on JK. Marcus Davenport got him. And now it's 3rd and 7 again. We're going to audible into our Tampa defense. I like to call that on these 3rd and medium situations. We'll see what Lamar Jackson does here. Got to watch Mark Andrews. I'm sure that's going to be his favorite target. We had Andrews locked up there. The Ravens were only able to pick up 2. And now they're going to bring in arguably the best field goal kicker of all time, the former Texas Longhorn, 12-year vet in this franchise, Justin Tucker. This is going to be a chip shot for him. He don't miss, and Ravens are able to strike first and draw first blood by putting 3 up on the board. Tucker staying on for the kick here, and Michael Blount Jr. going to be the return man, but we're just going to down this thing in the end zone. And now the Austin Armadillos offense making their way out to the field. Damon Sanders snubbed for the top 10 in MVP voting, snubbed for the top 10 in best QB. Damon Sanders, my brother, you got some haters out there, but there's no better way to shut up the haters than letting your numbers do the talking, letting your performance do the talking, right? You're going to be without one of your best options in Bruce Joyner today, so going to have to look the way of some other guys. T. Higgins going to have a good game, I feel like, but we're going to start actually giving it to Dom Fitzpatrick on a draw play. So Dom getting some pretty good blockers, and he is met there in the middle of the field by Bobby Wagner, but not before. I can't even talk. Picking up 7. Okay, this is where we test what I just said. We hopefully are going to be able to maybe hit T. Higgins on a deep route. If not, we got some slants working in the middle. Oh, it's T. He burned him. He's gone. T. Higgins, baby. I haven't seen that in so long. Now you just got to truck somebody. Could not get past Marcus Williams, but a 38-yard pickup. And now he is going to do some sort of dance that I've never seen before. But that feels so good. I want to say, like the last 3 episodes, we've been trying to hit T on those deep bombs, and the defense has just been too good. But that time, he cooked his man on the press. Damon floated it in there for a nice game. We'll call on rookie Khalid Kramer here out of the shotgun, and Khalid's had a pretty good season as well. I mean, he was number 9, what we just went over it, number 9 in Offensive Rookie of the Year voting or something like that, 9 or 10. Hasn't gotten a whole, tremendous amount of snaps, but he's done what he needs to do. And we're actually going to put Khalid Kramer on a wheel here. It's second and 7. Ball is on the 27-yard line, and we're coming out of shotguns. So we're going to just go ahead and give it to Ellerby. Probably not the best move there, but I didn't really like my options. Now we are faced with a 3rd and medium, 3rd and long here. So let's have Dom Fitzpatrick block. We're coming out shotgun, trips bunch to the right. So one of those 3 guys on the right hopefully will get open. It's John Mechie, Mr. 3rd down. We dubbed him Mr. 3rd down last episode because That's what he does. This man converts on third downs, especially when the pressure is on. John Mechie has answered the call. He has not let that thing go to voicemail, and he doesn't let it go to voicemail there either, as we're able to convert. Okay, 1st and 10 here. I want to see if the Ravens are in man or zone. So let's go ahead and send McCole Hardman. They are in zone. This could be a corner shot to Michael Blount Jr. If not, we might have T on the drag, and I think we're going to need T on the drag, but he's there. He's true, and he's going to pick up about 7, which he does pick up 7. And now we are 2nd and 3 from the 6-yard line. I think it's going to be Dom on the outside zone here. Let's go ahead and send T. Higgins in motion. Hopefully we can get some extra blockers. We got to ID up Patrick Queen or one of those guys as the mic, and also got to snap this ball. But if we get a good block, we could be sprung free. Dom trying to sift through traffic. He does kind of, but it is 3rd and 1. And I think that we stay with Fitzpatrick. Mike Tomlin wants us to pass it, but we do not have to make it into the end zone here to get a 1st down. We just want to keep this drive alive. So I think we're going to stick with Dom, trying to find a perfect play. I think I found it. And we do got lots of blitzers, so got to be careful. Got to go ahead and ID up the mic here. I think Dom can maybe get this if I can pick the right guy. I can't, but we're going to go ahead and snap it. Dom, I believe in you, brother. Gets very close, and he gets it all the way down to the 1-yard line. Got to be Dom again, right? I see no reason to go away from him. We're on the 1-yard line. We got 3 downs to work with. I am confident that the Fitz train can choo-choo his way into the end zone, and he does. Austin Armadillos putting up 6, scoring a touchdown on our first drive of the game, and holding the Ravens to 3. So that is a perfect way to start off wild card weekend here, as we're going to bring in Tyler Bass. So silencio for me. Perfectly timed kick. That's going to put us up 7-0. And now the momentum is slightly in our favor. We'll see what old Lamar Jackson has up his sleeve here. I'm sure that he is calm as a friggin' cucumber back there, because I don't think that Lamar really feels pressure. But, you know, there's kind of some pressure on him. They really need to answer here the way that our offense was looking on that last drive. So Lamar will stay in pistol here, send Patrick Ricard in motion. At least J.K. Dobbins is on the field, but he fumbled it. It was a forced fumble. Marcus Davenport scoops it up, but I don't even think we need to go to replay on that one, because that one looked to be clean. Let's see who got him. Can't tell with that scrum on the field there. I just know that big number 97 scooped it up, and it was... Still couldn't tell who that was. I'm going to have to go back to replay. I got to see who jarred that thing loose. Looks like it was Grant Delpit and Derek Rivers. I think Grant Delpit is actually the one to make first contact, but maybe Derek Rivers was the one to actually punch that ball out. At any rate, that's a clean fumble, and we take over in very good field goal position. So we showed you pre-game. Ravens only have 4 turnovers all season, but they just got a big one there in this wild card game. So we're going to come out already starting on the 23-yard line. Coming out shotgun here. Going to hit Michael Blount on that little zig route. Hang on to it. Had to possession catch that thing, because I saw that the contact was going to be coming in hot and heavy. So 2nd and 3, 2 minutes to go until the end of the first quarter. We're coming out single back, gonna have some slants and some curls working here, and I see our tight end Ronnie Ellerby sitting down on his route in the middle of the field. Put Ellerby on a block and release. It's 2nd and goal. Ball's on the 4-yard line. We are coming out in the pistol now as well, and it's actually, yep, it's Ellerby. It's Ellerby. Ball got there a little bit late, but he crosses the plains. Marcus Williams tackled him and kind of carried him over that line. So thank you, Marcus. I appreciate that, my friend, because I think that Ronnie was actually going to be stuffed a little bit short, but you can see that Marcus Williams did not do a good job wrapping up. I think that one was clean. I think he passed the line. Mike Tomlin fist bumping it. I hope that you guys are fist bumping it as well, because we're about to go up 14-3, which we will on a good Tyler Bass kick. So 14 points in the first quarter. How's about that? There is Brandon Wilson, our backup quarterback, getting a look at him, but couldn't start this game off any better, I don't think. Holding the Ravens to a field goal, scoring on both of our drives, forcing a fumble Only thing we need right now is a Lamar Jackson interception. Yeah, what a first quarter. Austin Armadillos got a sniff of the playoffs. Now they're hungry. They want the full plate. We're not out here for scraps. We're out here to make some noise and put up some points. But gotta take care of business and get Jackson off of the field here on third down. It's 3rd and 6. He's looking. That could have been the pick from Perryman. Wasn't a pick, but he did swat the ball away. They will bring out the punter Stout, and the Ravens aren't doing anything right now. We know that could change in a heartbeat, but as of right now, Ravens are not doing anything. Jamal Agnew looking for space, able to get it to the 35. 1st and 10 here, ball is on the 45. We're gonna come out play action, and I think we see McCole Hardman. There is McCole, the former Georgia Bulldog, Southwest McCole, as I like to call him, because he just jets off that line of scrimmage. Damon Sanders only with 1 incomplete pass so far. Now let's get a little cute. Let's shake things up a little bit. This is gonna be an end around to T. Higgins, so hopefully we can catch the Ravens napping, which we don't, because couldn't break a tackle, and Marcus Peters was right there to stop T. And we're gonna have a blitzer right away. McCole, I need you to streak. Fitz, I need you to go over here. You can't go over there, so fine, but I do need you to block, and could have something big going here, but I actually don't think so. But it's Ellerbe again, but the pass is off. That time it was poor accuracy from Damon. I did try to freeform completion, so perhaps did that a little bit too far to the right, but I'm cool with the Tyler Bass field goal. Hopefully that one's actually going to be close, but it is going to be true. So 17-3, good answer. I mean, not the touchdown that we wanted, but 17 points with still a lot of time to go in the second quarter. I will take that. Lamar Jackson and these Ravens, John Harbaugh and them, really need to figure something out, because right now they ain't doing jack diddly. And as I say that, Rashad Bateman catches about a 9-yard gain. Not Rashad Bateman. That was Rashad Bateman. Catches about a 9-yard gain. We haven't seen too much of that passing attack from Lamar Jackson. I think that he's going to need to figure that out if they want any shot of staying competitive in this one. Of course, I'm fine if they don't stay competitive. J.K. Dobbins, easily his best run of the afternoon, as he was able to pick up a first down. Let's bring our 3-4 package out here. We don't typically, we're more of a 4-3 team, but I like to switch it up every now and then. Jackson going to be content to stay in this pistol, and he's going to send Devin Duvernay in motion, but it's going to be a give to JK, and that time just every single armadillo on our defense was there to meet him. Jackson now in split back, so anything is on the table. Pass, run, end arounds, read options, you name it, it's all there. And Mark Andrews is also there to catch a clutch first down. 3rd and 5, we've got the Ravens in third down a couple times here. Sometimes they've converted, other times we've stopped them, and hopefully we can stop them on this. But the middle of the field, so open, big hit there by Perryman, but Rashad Bateman was able to hang on to it. 2nd and 3 here. Ravens are close to striking distance, and I thought that was a pick or something. It was Isaiah Likely who was able to grab that and get this to the 8-yard line, but it almost looked like a pick. And oh no, I just completely effed up. I brought out our 46 defense. That's not what I wanted to do. It's probably going to come back to bite me, or is it? Can somebody get to Jackson? No, nobody. No, Denzel Perryman. I tried to switch onto him, and he just stood there like his feet were stuck in cement bricks or something like that. Look, when you see Lamar Jackson running, you cannot freeze there like a statue. If you commit to him and he passes it and he cooks you, so be it. But that's just Madden AI logic being dumb. But take a look at this, man. I knew Lamar was going to escape the pocket and scramble to the outside, but look at Perryman right here. This is where, if you are a linebacker and you're playing the Ravens, you move right now. You go up to about here. But watch Denzel Perryman. We see Jackson running, and he's just, I don't know. Is he going to pass it? I don't know. Come on, Denzel, you're better than that, man. Here's the thing, though. Saving grace, 1 minute and 11 seconds left, and we get the ball back after halftime, so double dip scenario, anyone? Can we do it? Michael Blount Jr., you could help us by getting it further than the 20, but that is not gonna happen. We're gonna start this thing out screen game to Fitzpatrick. Don't need the home run shot yet, just need something positive, and there weren't any blockers, so you know, can't really do anything positive when you don't got any blockers. 40 seconds to go. Not calling a timeout yet, but gonna have to think about doing that soon. There's T. Come on, T, catch that. Were the feet in bounds? I think that they were. Number 85 tiptoes, toe taps on the sideline. And that's got to be about his fourth catch, I want to say. The defense, Marcus Davenport and friends, Keegan McGriff out there getting the crowd hyped up. Really good to see that T showed up today. That we're going to need him, especially with Bruce Joyner being out. We are going to need T. Higgins. And he got out of bounds. So very good. 1st and 10 now. This is very crucial that we pick up something good and positive here. And I think it's McColl. Wow, that was almost a pick. And I could feel the tears coming. 2nd and 10 now. Still haven't had to use a timeout, so that's good. Ronnie Ellerby getting it in the middle of the field. Now is where we do call our first timeout with 23 seconds to go. But this drive is going beautifully, exactly according to plan. Very little resistance from this Baltimore Ravens defense. And now Ronnie Ellerby with 6 catches for 45 yards. That's great. I think this is a T. Higgins streak again. What do you guys think? I think that it is. If not, we got some slants, but we'll just kind of see what happens. We're giving T. Well, we're not going to give T a shot because we are going to be met there by Michael Pierce, the 9-year pro in this Madden universe from Sanford. And that was a great play by him because I think we might have had T deep. Now we just got to pick up something positive to get into field goal range because right now I'm not sure that we are, which I think I'm actually going to play this for the field goal. Let's go ahead and put T on a drag here, which I think that is the move. Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, that is, I think that was the right call. Actually, no. God, my God, I almost snapped it. That was the right call because after that sack from Michael Pierce, I don't think a touchdown was in the cards. So we just made the field goal attempt much more easy for Tyler Bass. So now I have to be quiet. No talking from me. Should be a good kick, perfectly timed. And Tyler Bass gonna make this a 10-point game going into the locker room. But that was the right move. That was the right, absolutely the right move. I don't regret selling out to kick the field goal because now, again, we get the ball back after halftime. We're passing the ball good. Not really rushing the ball good, though. So I think that we're gonna definitely need to put the focus on that. So we may just switch our game plan and see how the second half goes. Michael Blount Jr. going to return this out of the end zone to get this thing started, and not going to get it past the 20. I did change the focus to run inside because I think that any bit of pressure that we can take off of the shoulders of the bald-headed bullet will probably be much appreciated. He pretty much carried us there in that first half. So Dom, I need to see something. Okay, I see it. I'm looking. You got my attention, Dom. 5 rushes for 29 yards. And of course, he did find pay dirt earlier in the game. That was a good one. If that's how Dom is going to be showing up here in the second half, I feel confident that we're going to get this dub. 1st and 10 now coming out of the shotgun. And there is John Mechie. That time he wasn't Mr. Third Down. He was Mr. First Down. He's Mr. Any Down as John Mechie almost hit 1,000 yards this year. We'll come out of the I for him this time. Going to go ahead and ID up Patrick Queen, it looks like, there as the Mike. But I don't see any reason to go away from Fitz if that's how he's going to be running. He's breaking. I mean, look, he is fired up, man. He may have gotten some illegal substances at halftime. Going to need to bring some illegal substances to Shaq Mason because he just went to the ground, and we cannot afford to lose an offensive lineman. No way. Yeah, really hoping that Shaq can come back. So 1st and 10 here. We're going to come out single back here with 2 wide receivers. Jamal Agnew actually in the game. I don't like anybody, so Damon is going to take off, and it proves to be a pretty decent, pretty good decision. Don't forget about Damon. He does have some legs. Starting to lose my voice again as well. If you watched the last episode, I didn't have any voice at all, and it hasn't really come back. Quick attack there to Ricky Seals-Jones. Don't forget that he still exists on this team. I saw him get open in the flat right away, and that was his first catch of the ball game. Shaq Mason will come back, so that is very good to see. And now it's 1st and goal. So we got 3 shots to make it into the end zone here. Let's have Dom become an extra blocker. I'm looking for T or maybe Ronnie Ellerby or maybe none of them. Don't fumble, Damon. Don't fumble. Oh my God, Damon. Thank you for not fumbling. 2nd and goal. How about a fullback dive to Aries Hendricks? You don't see that too often. That may be his first. He's a rookie. We drafted him in like the 6th round. That may be his first touchdown of his career. It was 2nd and goal. I just felt good about it. It came up on the coach suggestion. And Aries Hendricks waited all season to get a carry. I don't think he ever got one. I don't think he ever got a pass even thrown his way. He's a blocking fullback. But he gets one in the playoffs in Super Wildcard Weekend. And the biggest of his career, because he puts us up 26-10, hopefully 27-10, which it will be. And I hate to say it, but we're kind of running away with this thing. John Harbaugh, I'm sure he's on pins and needles right now. Probably has to go to the bathroom. Might have one of those nervous toots coming.
What?
Because his team is just kind of losing it here. J.K. Dobbins forgetting how to run again, which I am totally fine with. Now it's 3rd and 7, just like that. Ravens already back in 3rd down. So what does Lamar Jackson have up his sleeve? That is the question. I'm sure he's looking for, oh no, that's Robbie. We're not about to let, no, we're not about to let freaking Robbie Anderson, the NFL's biggest weirdo. He just cooked us. I mean, what McGriff just got, he just kind of didn't time that thing right. Really, he got outplayed by Anderson. And then I cannot believe that nobody was able to catch up to Robbie Anderson on 3rd down too. And that keeps the Ravens in this, as that was a huge answer by them. And now it's a 10-point ball game. Damon Sanders coming out empty here on 1st down in the 5 wide receiver formation. Our tight end Ellerby's so open. Should have got it to him a split second sooner. Had I done that, he had lots of room to roam there. But Ellerby was 7 catches, so filling in the void left by Bruce Joyner pretty nicely, I would say. I mean, he's playing some good football, getting lots of targets, playing really good. So that is great to see from our rookie from Alabama. We're going to go back to Fitzpatrick again here on a 2nd down, and could not escape Patrick Queen and them, as we're only able to pick up 1. 3rd and 2, we're empty, and we know we got a blitzer here, so got to be careful. We could have Michael Blount or Mechie getting open here pretty quick. It's Blount. I see him. Nobody was guarding him. Man, that was great. A great read by me, and that was a even better catch by Michael Blount, as we really needed that. Did not want to punt the ball back to the Ravens, especially after what they did on that last drive. And we're not going to have to, at least not yet. We're going to come out shotgun here from the 34. Going to be an inside zone run to Khalid Kramer, who didn't really get a good lead block there from Kenyon Green, and only able to pick up 3. But now it's 3rd and 7, and this would be a very long field goal from Tyler Bass if we had to kick it. But nobody wants to guard Ellerby. Nobody wants to put a body on him. This guy has 8 catches, so if you're the Ravens, you got to put a body on him at all times. He's now at 8 for 67, and my voice is going bye-bye.
Then it's time to say goodbye, goodbye.
Less than a minute to go until the 4th quarter, and we are in the driver's seat. Going to be an outside give to Dom, but Aries Hendricks, who just scored that last touchdown, I guess now that he's scoring touchdowns and he's Mr. Big Shot, highlight reel, he forgets how to block. That's your number 1 job when you're a fullback, because his blocking was straight doo-doo on that last play. But nonetheless, it's 2nd and 6. We're going to come out of the pistol here and give the ball to Mr. Fitzpatrick, who needed one more block there on Marcus Peters, but he wasn't, or Marcus Williams, but he wasn't able to get it. 27-17 going into the 4th quarter. And we made it up to 100 rushing yards. How about that? We had like 20 something at halftime. So big rushing quarter for us. But I would say in the Armadillos' first playoff game, we are looking like we've been here many times. Now, this could be Ellerby right away, or possibly Blount Jr. It all depends on what the mic does, and it is going to be Blount Jr. Drove backwards, but forward progress should give us the first down. It does, but now we see McCole Hardman go down to the turf. Okay, it's 1st and goal from the 4 here. Probably gonna have Jamal Agnew. Oh yeah, Jamal Agnew on the slant. He's so open. Go ahead and spike that ball, Jamal, because you came to ball with CJ Smalls. We're standing tall. Our Austin Armadillos coming down the hall. My freestyling sucks, but you know what?
Stop it. Get some help.
When you're up by 16, about to be 17, if you want to freestyle, you can. And I felt like freestyling there, so I did poorly. But how about that? 34 points, putting up a 30-piece. 2nd and 8, got to watch Mr. Mark Andrews here. I feel like he is going to be the first route that Lamar Jackson looks at, and he is very open there. I just didn't know. I was using a man on the zone there in the flat. I didn't want to switch on to Andrews for fear of getting beat in the middle, but I saw him so open there, and I knew Jackson was going to go to him. But it is 3rd down, so he did not convert at least. That's good. And another player, that's Devin Duvernay, it looks like, so open in the field. He was, and that was a huge pickup for the Ravens. Now they're driving it downfield. Hey, game is not over yet. If the Ravens punch this in and play good defense on the next, and there's Mark Andrews looking like he's got the boxing gloves, talking about punching it in. Yeah, this game is not over. If the Ravens score here and their defense shows up and stops us and gets the ball back, we got ourselves a brand new ball game. So cannot get too comfortable yet. Cannot kick our feet up and plop down in the easy chair, because there's work to be done. And that middle of the field is so open every single time. Brandon Sherman, the auto-generated rookie out of Alabama, so I guess Ronnie Ellerby's teammate, right? I guess he is. Just picks up a big first down. We got to send some pressure, man. Nickel blitz coming Lamar Jackson's way. We got to get him flustered, because right now he's just basically standing back there and picking us apart. That time we didn't have to worry about him picking us apart, because it was J.K. Dobbins that picked us apart and got it all the way down to the 2-yard line. So, of course, full playbook is open here, but you always got to be mindful of a design run or something like that, because you are playing Lamar Jackson. So we're just going to send Perryman, and that's going to be a forced fumble, actually. And right as of right now, we got it. Grant Delpit picked it up, or Keegan McGriff picked it up. But was that clean? If that was clean, hats off to this Armadillos defense. Maybe that might have been Jalen Burnett who jarred that thing free. Was it? No, it was Landon Collins, the converted linebacker.
Groovy.
Last episode, we put Landon Collins in as a linebacker. He's a strong safety. We did that because Akeem Davis-Gaither, our starting right outside linebacker, is injured. And sure enough, that was Landon Collins. So Ravens, half of what the amount of turnovers they had in the regular season was 4. They got 2 in this game. So already have half of what they had in the regular season in just this game. Now we are definitely in bleed clock mode. So let's have Fitzpatrick come in, try to do something. He was stuck there for a loss of 3, but Dom is at 72. So maybe if he rips off a couple big ones here, he may get to that illustrious century mark. I'm not sure. That's not really my, main priority right now. I'm just trying to bleed as much of the clock as possible and get out of CTS with our first playoff win. And thank God I'm not trying to get to 100 yards, because now Dom's going the opposite way. There is not a snowball's chance in Hades that I am passing this. I don't care if we pick the first down up or not. This is going to be Dom all day, and if he could have slipped the tackle from Patrick Queen, he might have actually had the 13 yards that he needed, but I don't even care. We were able to take a good amount of time off of the clock, and I just think it's probably too little, too late for the Baltimore Ravens. I guess stranger things have happened, and I guess if a strange thing was going to happen, I'm sure it would happen to me. But right now, I don't see a path to victory if you're the Ravens. So a big screen pass to J.K. Dobbins got the Ravens almost to midfield. So got to make sure I'm commentating this, because you never know what could possibly happen. Going to be a check down to J.K. and probably a late hit by Perryman, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I mean, the Ravens, they're trying to put together a drive, but so much time is coming off that clock and got to pick that. Didn't pick it from John Johnson, but he did bat it out of bounds. By all accounts, this is the ball game right here. I mean, it's most definitely 4 down. It's going to be a draw to Dobbins too. Weird call, but it works. Can't be mad at that. That's that trickery. John Harbaugh proving that he's a gambling man as he went to the draw on 3rd and 7, and it worked. Big payoff. So now Jackson back in the pistol. 2-minute warning is almost upon us here. We'll see. He's going to check it down to the middle of the field there to the tight end. Of course, he did. And that's going to take us very close to the 2-minute warning. We'll see if Jackson snaps this, which I think he probably will not. Yes, he will. Okay. And it's a floater.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Robbie Anderson, freaking Robbie Anderson, man. How is Robbie Anderson cooking us like he's Tyreek Hill? I mean, Robbie Anderson's fast and he's a good receiver, I guess. But that's his second deep bomb. And this is probably going to be an onside kick, one would think, which it is. Game is not over. I cannot stress that enough. Ravens have all their timeouts. It's probably going to be a victory to us, but it is not over. And if something dumb like a turnover happens here, it's really not over. It's 3rd and 1 here. We force Baltimore to use 2 timeouts. And if Dom can pick this up, that is going to be night-night. That is going to be all she wrote. The fat lady will sing. So hopefully Dom can just do it here and put an end to this thing, and he does. Ravens do call a timeout, but we should be able to bleed out most of, if not all of this clock. That will do it in CTS. 34-24. We win our very first playoff game that we have ever appeared in, and it was a good game too. Damon Sanders was turnover free, not a blemish on his record. We forced 2 fumbles from Lamar Jackson, so our defense stepped up really big. Our offense was firing on all cylinders. I mean, you take a look at the numbers. Yes, the Ravens did technically outpass us. We outrushed them, doubled pretty much the Ravens' production. And we stepped up to the big stage, got our first taste of postseason football. And we said, you know what? That's good. I like it, but we're hungry and we want more. Do not want to exit on the first round, and we are going to live to fight another week. So here's what the quarterbacks did. So Jackson played well. I mean, the fumbles don't show up on here, and it's not going to drop his QB rating, but that was really the ball game, those 2 fumbles. But him and Sanders were basically equal. He outpassed us by 1 yard. He outcompleted us by 1%. We both had 2 touchdowns, and Don Fitzpatrick actually did go over 100 yards. He had a big run when I was just trying to kill the clock. I wasn't commentating. It was about a 30-yard run or something like that. So he actually does go over 100, did find the end zone too. And J.K. Dobbins, he didn't really have a good game. Aries Hendricks, our fullback, rookie out of Ole Miss, drafted in the 6th round. 1 attempt, 3 yards, and a touchdown. So how about that? Ronnie Ellerby, 9 receptions, 86 yards, and a touchdown. No Bruce Joyner, no problem, I guess. He filled his shoes pretty well. I guess they must wear the same shoe size. T. Higgins had a good bounce back game, 5 for 83. No Ravens really ever got it going too much, and for us, it was mainly just T. Higgins and Ronnie Ellerby. What do you guys think about that? Austin Armadillos moving on to the divisional, a 34-24 win over a very tough team. Ravens are good, and we just played them great, and we got the last laugh in that one. So series is still going. Again, I don't know how I'm going to get this done before Madden 24, especially if we keep winning, but I will find a way. I need to go get some tea and honey and rest my voice because that sucker is pretty much gone. But that is going to do it for me tonight, guys. As always, I appreciate you stopping by. Stay tuned for more Dillos playoff football. I will catch you on the next one. Until then, peace.